So what is up, everybody? So we have hit 20,000 subscribers, which is absolutely insane. That is amazing. I cannot thank you guys enough. So we decided to celebrate with an AMA, Ask Me Anything. I asked you guys to let me know what questions you would like answered on my Discord server and on YouTube. And today, we're going to answer them. But again, thank you guys so much. And if you're not one of the 20,000 who are already subscribed, feel free to hit that red button and subscribe. It's absolutely free and you can always change your mind later. So, with all that being said, let's answer some of your questions. So just sit back, enjoy, and let's get started. Alright. Question number 1 comes from Big Chicken, and this was the most liked question out of the whole thing. And to this day, I don't understand what all this is about. But he says, or he asks, is Rocco hot? 16 people like that. So, from a very straight dude's perspective, I'm gonna say no. He's an awesome dude, but that I don't get that. Okay. All right. Number 2, in-game 001 asks, why do you want to gift me 1,000,000 tokens so badly? I begrudgingly accept, I guess. Well, I mean, I will. Just send me your bank account information. I'll shoot him over there. Actually, I think what he did was he said that he would change it. He said he asked everybody to like it, and then he was going to change it afterwards. And, yeah, he did. So, good job. A for effort. Okay, moving on. Lazy Sill asks, what do you think the best thing added to Rec Room in 2020? Well, in my personal opinion, the best thing that was added in Rec Room in 2020 was actually something that was removed. And that is, Rec Room requires focus. When they got rid of that, it was like a whole new world. But that's what I think was the best. Okay, moving on. Korn asks, did you ever think you would become a successful YouTuber with a rapidly growing community? And the answer is absolutely not. No. I do not have what you call the YouTube personality. I'm not really loud. I'm not overly excited about everything. And, you know, I'll try to keep it very real with you guys. The person that you see on YouTube is the same person you would see in Rec Room or if you ran into me out on the street. And it's just not that YouTube personality. So I did not ever think that we would get here. And, you know, it blows me away. And I cannot thank you guys enough for that. So, again, thank you. Next question. Air asks, will you ever change your outfit? Short answer, probably not. No, I have a few outfits that I've been going back and forth that I really enjoy, but I don't know, this has kind of become my trademark outfit. I see a lot of people who get called impersonators who wear this outfit. I feel bad for them because it's a really cool outfit, and if you wear it, everybody just immediately assumes that you're trying to copy me, but it is an amazing, I love the Witch Hunter, and I just think the white one looks the best. I do really love the black one too. S rank, it's so good. But no, probably going to keep this, unless something just super amazing comes out. Next question comes from Mineral Crustacean, Rock Lobster. He asks, if you were to want a new quest, which theme would it be and why? I've answered this on a few streams, and for a lot of you guys who've been watching probably know, my go-to is Egyptian. I would think that would just be like the coolest thing that they could possibly do. Imagine like the cork guns from Isle, but like in a Tommy gun with a little drum magazine with like 20 corks in it, and you're going through pyramids, fighting mummies and like scarab mousebot kind of things running around. I think it would be so cool. Rec Room, if you happen to watch this, Egyptian quest, win, please, thank you. Need it, gotta have it. Next question comes from Lemon Wedge, and he asks, has anyone recognized your voice in real life and been like, hey, you're Boethiah? They have not. No, I've never had anybody recognize my voice. I even have a lot of my own merch from samples where I test them out, make sure that everything's looking good, and of course I really like them, so I wear them around town all the time, and I've never had anybody, pointed out, or I even have Squad Goal shirt from Rec Room, wear it all the time. I've never had somebody come up and say, that's Rec Room, or anything. Can't wait for the day it happens, but to date, nothing. Next one comes from Big Chicken again, and he asks, are you Big Chicken's biggest fan, and why do you love him so much? Big Chicken is he's one of those guys that you really just can't help but love, He's so kind and sweet, he's always thinking of other people, He's a real friend's friend, I think, so. That's really the best way to describe him. Next question, and I actually got a few of these, and it's, what do you do in your free time? So these days I don't have a whole lot of free time. I have 2 real-world jobs, a family. I help out doing the Film Academy here in Rec Room. So anytime I'm not booked with all of that, I try to spend streaming and recording, editing videos. But outside of that, I think what I really like, and I've come to enjoy it a lot here recently, is just editing in Photoshop. I've made a few videos on it, and I've really come to love doing that. It's really relaxing, it's really fun. I can sit there for hours and just mess around. Another thing that I really love to do, and I haven't been able to do it in years, is I'm a big golfer. Love golf, grew up golfing since I was a teenager. One point in time when I was 17, 18, I was actually a scratch handicapper, which, if most of y'all probably don't know, that means that I shot around about par on most of the courses I played, which is pretty good. And I've even had a hole-in-one, so I wasn't too bad at it. But I haven't been able to swing a club in years because of work and family and everything else, but that's something that I really enjoy. If I ever get the time again, golfing, BOGO's golfing, it's gonna happen. Okay, also with that one, we had, how did you meet Octavia? So, originally what had happened is I had met this girl, and, we'd started going out, and I started going to the church, and her grandfather was the preacher at this church. And fortunately, it didn't work out. No hard feelings or anything like that. And by the time, all that had happened, I had made friends at this church, and so I kept going back because I had friends there now, right? Well, there was this girl there, Octavia, and we started hanging out a little bit. Started hanging out after church to events with friends and stuff, and it kind of grew from there, Big old typical love story. Started going out, asked her to marry me. She said yes, happily ever after. So it's pretty nice, pretty cool story. Next question, and I had a few of these too. What made you want to become a Rec Room YouTuber? There wasn't very many Rec Room YouTubers when I started. What got me into YouTube? What gives me the motivation to be a content creator? What encouraged me to start YouTube? And really, when I started, really the only reason that I started this YouTube channel was to post speedruns. At the time, me, Rocco, and Aquifer had just started doing speedruns. And we were, contenders for world records at the time, and we needed somewhere to post them so that we could submit them to speedrun.com. That's really why I started the channel. Once I had cooled down a little bit on speedrunning, I still enjoyed playing Rec Room a lot, but playing with a lot of randoms, it kind of got boring, so I thought, maybe if I was streaming and there was somebody watching, I had somebody to communicate with when I was with a bunch of people who just wasn't talking. It might be fun. So I did a stream or two and ended up getting a handful of people watching. And it was just really cool to think that, there was somebody out there who was going to click on my video and come and say hi and whatnot. And it was a really neat experience. And, it made me want to do it again. And every time we did it, it was always just a pleasant experience. And I enjoyed it. So whenever I got on Rec Room, I just hit the stream button. Go hang out, play Rec Room. If somebody joins the stream and chats with me, awesome, If not, that's cool. We'll just keep playing. And it just kind of snowballed from there. Okay, so next question comes from Deck. It says, so first of all, congrats on 18K, because that's where we were when I posted all this. And he asks, do you still remember what Rec Room was like when you first joined? And would you prefer to be where you are right now, or have 20K, but when you first joined Rec Room? Thanks, brother. Thank you, brother. So, I do remember Rec Room when I first joined, and it was amazing. There was not near as much to do as there is today, but it had like this weird magical atmosphere to it, and that's kind of what brought me back time and time again. And I would much rather have started with nothing and worked my 20K up in Rec Room than have 20K and just be joining Rec Room now. Absolutely. But back then there wasn't that many players, and if you friended somebody, you were pretty much guaranteed to run into them again at some point, because there just wasn't enough people in the game. You were always going to be running into somebody you knew. It was really cool, and I loved it. But thank you, man. Next question comes from Stillfrog, and he asks, what's kept you going these past years? I've barely seen anyone with this dedication to a simple hobby. Well, thank you. Really, it's you guys. I get such a kick out of seeing the comments on the videos and interacting with you guys. I just, I love it. I'm hoping one day, I'm turning it around now. I'm hoping one day, it's more than just a simple hobby, and I could, support my family with this. So, that kind of helps with the dedication, but even if that never happens, I have a blast making videos and just hanging out with you guys. No doubt. So, thank you. Thank you, Stillfrog. Next question, again, from Stillfrog. Do you think you will ever pick up creating in Rec Room? Probably not. No. I enjoy creating sometimes, but I'm just not very creative when it comes to making rooms. I'm not very good at it. I'm sure with practice I could be one day, but I just don't know that I'd have the motivation to do that. But, we'll see. Time will tell. Maybe. Probably not, but maybe. Next question from Slingo. Ever tried doing a backflip? Yes, but only on a trampoline. Anne asks, somebody already asked for your social security number. Wonder who that was. But what is your mother's maiden name? Yeah, it's a French Canadian name, and it's all one word, and it's got a really weird spelling, but it's none your business. Yeah, that's it. All right, next one. Fire asks, how did you meet Castle and Rocco? So I met Rocco before I met Castle. He was one of the first people I met in this game, and we met in Golden Trophy. Go figure, we used to do a lot of Golden Trophy. So, and I touched on this earlier, back in the early days of Rec Room, if you friended somebody, you were pretty much guaranteed to run into them again. So, me and Rocco kept getting paired up in lobbies, here and there, so we kind of knew each other, and we decided to friend each other, because, he's a cool dude, right? And, it kind of snowballed from there. We started doing a few more runs here and there, a few more, and then, we met Aquifer, and we started doing speed runs, and then, just took off from there. Still remember probably the second time I ever met Rocco. I was in Golden Trophy. We were on the second act, and I got one of those fun people who like to friendly fire you, So we'd just beat Act 2, which at the time, for me, was difficult. And he friendly fires my teammate. So there's three of us. There's one open spot. He friendly fires the teammate, And then he looks at me, you know that look. So I draw the bow and I shoot him, but he had a crossbow and he'd already pulled it back. So when I hit him and killed him, his arrow immediately flew and hit me. And literally half a second before I died, I saw Rocco has joined the game. Because this was back when if you joined a game, you just went to a public lobby. You went to any open instance. It really didn't matter where they were. You could go to one that was on the boss fight. You didn't go to a lobby and wait. So, he had joined right as we killed each other. And I remember seeing Rocco come up to the top of the big room, and he's got his bow and arrow, and he's looking all over the place. And I'm just sitting there and going, he did it. He killed us all. But anyway, that's how I met Rocco. So Castle was a little bit different. Castle was, he was the big dog in speedrunning at the time. Still is. And we were kind of gaining on his speedruns. We were kind of bouncing back and forth. And I remember seeing him in a rec center and being like, oh, it's Castle. It's him, man. It's Castle. Didn't go over and talk to him, But I remember seeing him, and then the first time we talked was it was a big PvP room for a long time. I remember running into him, I think it was Wastelands. I was hanging out in there, and he was in there. And we ran into each other. Of course, we knew who each other was, but we hadn't really run into each other in the game. And, we hit it off really good. Got to talking, decided we were going to try and speed runs together. And, he's an amazing dude, absolutely awesome. Just kind of took off from there and loved every second of it. Alright, next one comes from Shadow. Have you ever heard of this map called The Ghost Hunt? I have. I played it. It's awesome. It's epic. If you haven't yet, go check it out. Shadow's an awesome dude. He makes insane rooms. Go check it out. Next one comes from Mineral Crustacean. He asks, what would you say has been the best year for Rec Room? That one's tough. That one's really tough, actually. Each year has been really, really good to Rec Room. I started at the end of 2017, so I really didn't see a whole lot of what happened in 2017. 2018, I don't really remember. No, I think they added walking that year. That was a pretty big deal. But I think each year with Rec Room just gets better and better. They keep coming to new platforms. They keep adding stuff to the game to keep it growing and keep it great. I think every year from here on out is just going to keep getting better and better. So next question. Why did you get a VR headset? Or what got you interested in VR? So, I've always been interested in virtual reality. I've always thought it was really cool. Couldn't wait for the day that it was a reality. Then I heard about Oculus was releasing their own headset and heard so many good things about it. So I was super stoked when I heard about it and just could not wait. So as soon as it was available for pre-order, I think I immediately jumped on the train, pre-ordered it at Best Buy, and picked it up as soon as it arrived. I was one of the first people in my area to get a headset. Best Buy, when I got there, hadn't even seen one. It was the first one they had gotten, and I loved the idea of it, and it's amazing to this day. It's only going to get bigger too. It's amazing. I love VR. It's awesome. Alright, next question. Juniper asks, how harsh do you think the new Dmca laws will affect you and your channel as a whole? Overall, I don't think they're going to affect us too much. I've taken a look at them. I guess you're referring probably more towards the newer ones with copyright. I think that's more directed at people who are buying pay-per-view entertainment, like boxing matches or Super Bowl or whatever, and then streaming it. I think they're going to be pretty harsh on them. But it is pretty vague about who can file a copyright claim, so it is kind of nerve-wracking, but overall I really don't think it's going to hit us too hard. That's the hope anyway. We will see. Next one comes from Windowman. Do you plan on any large projects in the future for YouTube? I mean, we have a few big projects, a lot of like series and stuff. But, overall, I hope to keep doing what we're doing and just keep making content that is overall just entertaining for you guys. Doesn't really have to be any huge projects. I would really like to go back and revisit The Reckoning. That would be a very big project. Now that we have AI in the game, that might work, but we'll see. As of now, I don't have any huge plans other than like our Stereotype series, the Photoshop series that we're starting. Those are pretty big projects. They're going to be long series. There's going to be a lot of them. So, next one comes from Fortnite Gamer. What is your favorite non-VR game as of right now? So, probably Super Mario 3. Always been one of my favorite games. Love it. But I love Ocarina of Time, Super Mario RPG. Those are two more of my games that I just absolutely love. I've really enjoyed Cuphead. I really like Digimon World 1 and 2, old PlayStation games. Those are a few of my favorite non-VR games. Been playing a lot of Sea of Thieves too. That one's really fun. So, thank you for the question. So next question comes from Cyclic Wand, and he asks, what is your biggest YouTube regret and what is your biggest YouTube success? So, I don't know. As far as regrets, I don't have too many. I feel like starting out I could have done a lot better. Just my tone is really, really monotone. I've been trying to make myself sound as excited as I feel. Like I've said before, a lot of times when I go to do a room or we're making a video, I'm having a blast. I'm super excited, but when I go back to watch my videos, I just sound very, very monotone, and I think that has really hurt the channel. And starting out, simply not asking people to subscribe, that's going to help drive subs to the channel. It's simply asking at the start of your video or at the end of your video. I didn't do that for a long, long time. So I think if I had done that, would be a little bit further on by now. But, who knows. Biggest YouTube success, I think right now, would probably be our Stereotype video and the charity event that we did where we collected enough money to get a couple Oculus Quests and take them down to St. Jude. I think that was a huge success, and that was amazing. So, Bog VR asks, can you make collaborations? Absolutely. If you want to collab, hit me up, let me know. Happy to when I have some time. I love them. They're awesome. Derp asks, why would you say I did not hit him, her, even though you did? Because I did not. I did not. Stream is a lie and you know it. Next one comes from Flash Thunder. He asks, will you ever do videos with your family more? There haven't been much of it recently, at least I think there has not. And absolutely, I would love to. I'm getting some parts to another PC. Once I get that done, we're going to have an extra PC in the house. And I would love to do more videos with the family in VR. We have enough headsets for everybody. Yeah, we're that crazy. We have that many headsets. And I think that would be a lot of fun. Orville Popcorn asks, is there anything in the works for BOGOs? It would be cool to see more content on there in the future. Obviously, you can't get out a lot right now due to current world events. Currently, there's not a whole lot planned for BOGOs because of work. I really don't get a lot of time to do anything other than go to work and come home and, chill in VR. So that's kind of boring. I wouldn't want to do that to you guys. We are planning a vacation later on this year that maybe we can film and put on there. And we've always wanted to do like some golf videos because I think that would be a lot of fun. Hopefully one day we'll be able to axe one of the jobs and spend more time doing stuff like that. That would be amazing. So, hopefully. Fingers crossed. Next question comes from Oreo. What's up, Oreo? So, he says, congrats on 20K. Thank you, man. So, here's two questions. Why did you pick the name Boethiah, and do you put the milk before the Oreos? Anyway, congrats. Yeah, you always put in the milk first. The name Boethiah. So, I went over this in my 500 AMA, but we're going to do it again. So there's this older game called Morrowind. It's from the Elder Scrolls series. It came out right before Oblivion, which came out before Skyrim. So they're all in the same lineage, whatever. But anyway, there's a shrine to the Daedric Prince Boethiah, and it's way out in the ocean, and it's ruined. It's at the bottom. It's really hard to find unless you do some side quest, and they give you hints on where it's at. Well, we hadn't done that. You can also drink like potions and use these scrolls, I think it was, to increase your acrobat, which allows you to jump higher. Well, I had done that to the point where my acrobat was like insanely high, so when you jump, you took off like a fighter jet, right? Okay? I mean, you went flying across this map. And these, Elder Scrolls, those are big maps. So I was all the way on the other side of the world, did all this stuff, jumped, launched over the map. We're flying for like 2 or 3 minutes, overshoot the land, go way out in the ocean, land in the middle of nowhere, come down, there's nothing around us. Decided to kind of swim down, see if they've even rendered stuff this far out. And lo and behold, right below us is the ruined shrine of Boethiah. And I don't know, it's just really, really cool how that had worked out. And like a year or two later, when I was going for an Xbox Live name, I'm trying to think of something. That was just kind of the first thing that I thought of. And that's what I've been using ever since. So, I like it. I like the name. I think it's cool. So, thank you, Oreo, for the question. Next question from Delent. He asks, what was your most favorite video on your channel? So I think my favorite video on the channel is when we drive up to St. Jude to give him the Oculus Quest, because that was a whole week in the making. We streamed every day for a week, and everybody pulled together. You guys donated, and it was just awesome to go and be able to do that. I felt like that was a real accomplishment, so that's my favorite one. Next question comes from Jake. Do you ever plan to shift the content of your channel? Overall, no, not really. I know I'm kind of more seen as a Rec Room YouTuber, and I would really like to be more seen as a VR YouTuber. That's not to say that I ever want to stray away from Rec Room. I feel like Rec Room will always be my favorite. I feel like we're always going to be here. I feel like we're always going to come back. But I would like to be able to expand the channel and check out, more VR games on the market. And just kind of be an overall, VR YouTuber. So, thank you. Next question from Derpy VR. He has 2 questions. What would you rank all the RRO quests in Rec Room, and why? I actually have a video coming out on that soon, so be on the lookout for it. I'm going to go over which quests I like the most and why. So, it'll be a fun video. Second one, what is the first game you ever owned? Mine was the Wii. So I guess you're talking about game systems. Not really sure. I know we had a lot of the old school Nintendo stuff. We had the original NES. We had an SNES, Nintendo 64. But I think the first one that we probably had was the NES. So back in the old days. Last question comes from Key Switch Daily, who asks, what games do you like to play regularly besides Rec Room? So, as of right now, my favorite games outside of this one, I have been playing a lot of Sea of Thieves. I have been playing, I'm getting back into Beat Saber. That one's really fun. I love Super Mario 3, so we try and do that every now and again. The Mario Maker was really fun. I'm hoping to do some more of that. But, that's really it. It's kind of a Rec Room. That's kind of where I'm at. I'll go to play, a new game, and I enjoy it. And then once we're done with it, we kind of come back to Rec Room. Like Saints and Sinners, we did Half-Life Alyx. That was amazing. But, yeah, that's kind of where I'm at on that. Anyways, guys, that concludes the AMA. I thank you so much for the questions. Thank you for hanging out. If you haven't heard already, I have a P.O. box opened. It is down in the description, so if you want to send any letters or fan art or really anything else, we're going to be trying to open those up and do videos on them, because I think that's going to be a lot of fun. So, yeah, again, thank you guys so much for 20K. If you're not one of the 20K already, feel free to hit the subscribe button and come hang out sometime. I appreciate each and every one of you, and I'll see you at 100K. So, thanks guys.